Girl power, huh?
Yes.
Oh, you hit the button.
You're trying to catch me with food in my mouth, folks, but it's all good.
Somebody hit the button. I don't know who did it.
Some annoying person, right, Lee?
Sound like Leanne.
Exactly.
Sound like something Leanne would do.
Whatever.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Let's go. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? We back in the building. You back for another episodes of Nothing But
Answers. Yeah.
a place you come to get all the answers you need. I mean, all the answers. You don't have to check you don't have to fact check us. You don't have to. If you need an answer, we got it. We're right. Don't even just listen to us.
We got it.
Why not? So we're gonna jump right into it. I mean, last week was we were missing someone. It felt kind of weird, and then but they're back. Neil, how are you doing?
Yes, Neil is back. Thanks for asking. Great. Had a great little break, little hiatus for the anniversary.
Nice, nice.
Tied
The
up
big
the guy
3-8,
for
right?
a little bit.
The big 3-8, correct?
Big 3-8. Yep.
Yes,
Had to
congrats,
tie up my guy because he's trying to escape by now. So I had to tie him up a little bit.
Hilarious.
Make sure he don't go nowhere. But did some skating, had a great time skating and painting, doing some fun things.
I saw you left the house. I was amazed that you guys are out in the public, and I'm like, wow, they're out of the house. This is they're really doing it big for 3-8.
Anniversary, right? It was
Right.
fun.
Hey, Lee, are we on the YouTube? If you can check, please.
I'm checking.
Yeah, look. So while she's checking, I had a good week. Very good week. Got a lot of things done.
Any fishing?
The weather. I fish all the time. That's everyday occurrence. That's just normal. The weather outside is amazing. So I'm just really glad. Looks like even next week is going to be in the high 70s, 80s. It's going to be pretty nice. Here for it. So let's go. It's time to go.
Yes. Wait, we got to ask Lee how her weekend was.
Leanne and I are getting our bikes ready. Can I finish? Dang! Somebody come back. Had a great week. That's what they do.
My bad. Sorry.
Jeez. We're getting these bikes ready. So me and Leanne are gonna hit the streets. We're gonna be outside. You understand me? So Lee Little, what's good?
What's that growling?
That would be my dog.
I didn't eat.
Oh.
I didn't eat today.
What's up? What's happening? Had a good week. Went by pretty fast. Not too many hills or I don't know. I'm alright.
This is why my thoughts, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're going to cut this section out because it's really difficult for some people to talk about their week. So we're just going to leave it alone and just not even go to talking about our week.
We need that. It's okay.
Me, Ruth, you and I.
Lee gave a little. Wait. She gave a little.
She gave and Doc, where's Doc at?
Where's Doc?
Because Doc sometimes. Well, she won't get the text if her phone's in the kitchen again.
She's coming probably.
But it's okay. All right, so let's get into it. Listen, you never know. You never know what Doc. Let's get into it. There was a couple posts this week that were kind of had people talking. And the one, Lee, are you ready? Can we pull it up or we need a couple minutes?
I'm always ready.
Oh.
So if you're always ready, you can pop that up when you're ready. So it's very interesting. I guess a man was on a date with a young lady. Now we don't know how it came out. We don't know how
she mentioned
it. But it said man decided to stop seeing a woman after she mentioned. Oh, so she mentioned it. She mentioned she was going on another date with another guy right after their date. So, like, the question is, what is is he wrong? Is she wrong? What's wrong? How do you feel about it, Neil? I didn't get your take on it. How do you feel about that?
I'm not so sure he should stop seeing her. I mean, that was doing the most. And just because she mentioned that you happen to be going on another date, okay, the sound effects can wait. But she has a right to go on another date. It didn't say they were exclusive. It didn't say how long they had been dating. It might have been the first date with them. I mean, I need more information.
Do we? We don't need any more information.
Well,
Not one bit.
I do.
No, you don't. Because again, it's his body, it's his time, it's his dating to do. So however he wants to date, it's his prerogative. We can't now tell him how to date, just like you can't tell somebody what to wear. If honestly, if he if to be honest, if he says, look, my dating standards are I want to date someone who's kind of just dating me so we can see what's going on, there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally okay to have standards and to stick to them. And if he feels like, and again, if you don't want to date for anybody for any reason, it's fine if that's your reasoning, whatever your reasoning may be. So I don't feel like it's anything wrong, nor do I feel like she's wrong, right? If she feels like dating for the streets, for everybody at the same time, then, go right ahead and get your date on. It's okay, But to be honest, however, both of them are right. They both, because again, I think she's being upfront, like, you know what, I have another date after this, cool. And he's like, well, cool, stay with that date. You lost this date. There it is.
Wow.
So I don't think either one of them are wrong. And what are you about to say, Ruth?
No, I'm just saying, like, why though? Did he talk about the why of that? Like, what was all of that? You don't need to talk about
why. The why
she has the right to date multiples.
She does, and she has the right not to date him either, right? He has the right to say, I don't want to date you because you're outside. You dating other people.
All right.
So right? Because that's his prerogative.
Right. Okay.
Huh? You know what I mean? That's my prerogative.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They do. I maybe because again,
I think his is lame, but sorry.
Why is it lame? Because I want somebody who's dating a bunch of people. That's lame. I wouldn't want to.
You said it was a bunch of people though, Daryl. Maybe
it was just one
more date.
I don't care if it's one more date. I don't want to be dating you if you're dating other people, and that means you're shortening my date, or my date has a time limit, so you can get to the next person.
No,
that's a problem.
Next time, tomorrow.
No, it is no. Listen, you're shortening my time to be with somebody else, so you're already showing me somebody else is a priority. I'm cool with that. I don't need that. So my date has a time limit. No, thank you. No, thank you.
But even if this is early on, Daryl, seriously?
I don't care how early on. You are showing me how you move. That's when I'm really watching you. There's no skin in the game. I see how you move, right? And I don't like it. Because not like she scheduled a date for a different day. Not that may matter. That may be different. But you said right after this date, I'm going out with someone else.
Melissa says, so at what point is it appropriate to make it known that we are only dating each other?
At which point is appropriate to make it known that we're only dating each other? So again, I don't know because in different circles, I would think, right? This is how I see it, and I could be different. My dating may be different, but if we're going out, we had to talk. We had talked for a while to get on some type of level for us to go out. I can't just go out with you, not really knowing you, not knowing that there could be something, not knowing that there could be a spark or anything. So I think we would have talked. So I would think if we were talking, maybe with some regularity, and we went out. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know when you really do it, but I know if I hear another nigga right after another dude is going to be seen right after me, I'm done. I'm done. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Like it doesn't show. I mean, yeah.
But let's say, Daryl.
I'm done. Let's say nothing.
But before you done.
Exactly.
Let's just say, right? Let's just say she was just dating one more guy and making a decision.
I'm gonna help her with a decision.
No, that's not right though. Nobody
Why
agreed
is not
to
right?
being
You're
exclusive.
telling me this is the problem. Men can't have standards. When a man has a standard that says, I don't want to date a woman who's dating someone else, it's a problem. No, I don't want to be in that situation. So if you have to make a decision, I'm always going to help you make the decision to be with the other person.
But you're saying dating like it's an ongoing thing. Maybe there was one date with him, one date with the other dude, and I'm going to decide who I'm going to hang with.
Again, I'm going to help you. because you only have one person to date. Well, you have one less person to date.
But you might not be the one up here once she date the other guy the next day, and then she make a decision.
Hey, listen, she can do what she want to do. I'm cool on her.
It's like an interview process. She got to decide.
Hey, when I walk in, I get the job. So if I ain't get the job, I'm out. If you got to still, if you still deciding, if you still need to decide, I don't want to be in your decision. I don't want to be part of your game. I'm cool.
Melissa says people want to meet within the first week of speaking.
Some people do. I don't necessarily always want to meet the first week of speaking. And then if I did that week, we had to speak a lot.
Wow.
Listen, you could be crazy. Women are crazy. Men are crazy. So I'm going to try to talk to you as much as possible. If I only talk to you twice and go meet you, then that's how you end up in a box or somewhere. So I just think, and again, I don't understand what we're arguing about, because both of them, to me, are right for their decisions. It's okay for me not to want to be with someone who is dating other people, right? It's okay, because some people have the practice where you can date multiple people. Some people think you can't, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think you should be dating multiple people. I don't, right? Because that's, like I said, that means you're splitting time. How you really get to know somebody if you're dating around all these people? That makes the dating process go a lot further. So,
sorry.
Go ahead. To me,
I'm just under the assumption that that's the first date. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, even the first date, how did they? Again, I said we're missing a lot. How did they meet? Like, if you just met online and talked once and you came out, then cool. Okay. Maybe that happens. But Leanne made a good point earlier before in the green room. What did you say again, Leanne?
About what?
Okay, so Leanne had said that maybe she was giving him a cue or clue that she really wasn't into him by saying that. So maybe she was using that as an out as well. Okay. Like, you know what? I got another date right after that. Mm-hmm. And I didn't see that. Leanne saw it, and I thought that might be true, right? Because if she's bringing up, again, if we're reading the room, if you're bringing up another guy during our date, obviously I'm not the one. So I'm out. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Out.
Okay.
Anything that happens when you start talking about another guy, this, that, or the next, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So it's not for me. So again, if you're bringing up another guy, like, you better do it like most people do it, sneak and hide and lie. But but yeah, I think the fact that she brought it up could be, like Leanne said, it could have been her way of getting out of the situation too, without saying it, right? Because I don't know how many guys are cool. Like I said, to me, I see you're cutting my time, or I'm on a time limit, and this other guy is getting making my time stop at a certain time. So that's what I would see. I don't believe I really wouldn't get down like that. I mean, but do people out there, people in the chat, are people out there dating multiple people, right? How does that work? And then how do you cut people off? Do you ghost them? Do you tell them? What happens when you're dating? And that's what would be tough for me. You're dating two people. What if they're both pretty cool? Now you're stuck. Now, how long do you do this? Do you have a time limit that you can date these people? Just say you really liking both two people. A year and a half in, what is going on here?
A year and a half?
That's a long time. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that if you really listen, time moves pretty quickly. If you're dating, well, how do we get out of it?
At some point, you didn't made a move with one of them.
Maybe they're both great. I've met two great people at one point in time. You know what I mean? Or maybe
but it didn't take you a year and a half,
right?
Narrow it down.
Took it longer than that. You know what I mean? So listen, think about if one person
you dated two people for a year and a half.
Wow,
longer than that. Longer.
Really?
Trying to figure it out. Yeah, wasn't sure because maybe one person has one thing. Like, they're both pretty cool, but one has one thing you really like, and the other one has one thing you really like.
Okay.
So
or maybe you're greedy.
Or maybe
greedy. I have 4 or 5. I mean, greedy's easy.
And did you agree to be exclusive with either of those people?
No, that's what I'm saying. You're still dating. That's what I'm saying. You're still like dating each other. Like, it's kind of moved to more, just the two of you guys, like the three of you guys, this poly cross country, cross town relationship. But it's still you're still kind of dating and trying to figure it out. So I don't know.
A year and a half is too long.
Well, shit. One date is too short, and a year and a half too long. I don't know how where's the median. That's why I don't want to get into it. I'd rather not. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather not get into that to begin with.
So you want to date exclusively, is what you're saying, one person from the jump.
So not from the jump. Like I said, for me, I think I'm gonna talk to you for a while first. We're gonna talk, and we should be talking about things, and these things should come up. You know, I'm dating some. Oh, cool. I'm not going out with you at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going out with you at that point because I don't want to get involved in that. I don't want to be involved in it just because I don't know. The other person might be jealous. He might be crazy.
Right,
she might be crazy.
Right.
So it's tough to me. So I would rather kind of focus on one person at a time. And if that doesn't work out, then move on to another person. I mean, when you're younger, I think you could do that. You could date a lot of people, but then you're not really getting to know any of them, to be honest.
True.
You're not. If you're running around with different people on multiple nights, you're really not getting to know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So for me now, my thing is I want to try to get to know this person to see if there's something that can come out of it.
Okay, I hear that. But I give her 2 points for her honesty because I think these days a lot of folks are doing it without saying they're doing it.
And that's why I said she's not wrong. I don't think she's wrong. Even if she did have another date, I just think it's wrong for him. I understand both sides of the coin. Like I said, some people think you can date multiple people. Some people think you should be only dating one person at a time. And I think Danya wrote in the comments that she's like, what are we, are we exclusive? Well, kind of, you know what I mean? Because it's like you just put a down payment on to see if it works. If it works, you can move forward. If not, you can leave and start over, right? Because I think it's unfair too to give somebody part of your time anyway. It's unfair,
But I think that has to be communicated.
Go up a little bit, Leanne, to Dale's comment. If a man is looking for a wife, he's looking for characteristics of his wife in the woman he's investing his time in. For me, as a man, I'm parting ways very well. I agree. So, and I think it does depend where you are in life. Like I said, at this point, I'm not going to sit there and be like, and be in a dating game with someone, and they're like, "Well, we're going." I'm not. I wouldn't do that. That's not okay. So this is kind of interesting. I heard it was more of ego thing, like don't ask, don't tell. It's nothing. It's not like it's not like they don't know that you may be seeing other people just as they may be as well. If you're not in a relationship with each other, but they don't want to hear about it. Again, I don't want it to happen. I don't not want to hear about it. I want it to be going on. Hot pants.
At least she was honest, at least.
Right. And like I said, I believe like Leanne too, like that may be more of it might be that. It might be someone saying like, I really don't like him. Hey, I got another date after this with another guy. And I got to go in about 5 minutes. He'll be waiting.
Yes.
Because I don't know how that conversation would even promote growth in a relationship. How I get we're dating, but how could you tell me, hey, we got to wrap this up? I had another date with Joel.
That's what makes me think there's a different understanding with this one at the door. It's like that didn't just pop up out of nowhere.
No, she said it was getting late and she had to go. Joel is waiting.
The other date was tomorrow. I don't think it was right after.
No, it's probably right after. You know how women are.
She had just finished her meal. She'll do her next date tomorrow.
Yeah, it might have been a foodie date too. She wanted to get dessert with the other guy. Listen, you know how women get down. Men, pay attention. This is why we gotta protect ourselves. You know what I mean? Protect your meat. All right, your money, your energy, your attention, your time. You gotta.
And y'all make sure y'all dating one at a time too, gentlemen. Thank you.
We do.
Yeah. Okay.
One at a time. Right, Leanne?
One at a time.
You just said you was dating 2 people for a year and a half.
No, I want everybody to pay attention. See, women don't latch on to they want to hear and they don't listen. I said back in the day, that's what you could do.
You didn't say back in the day.
I did. I said before that happened. It definitely did happen.
Did you
right?
hear
But that's why I said, excuse me, thank you. That's why I said now. I wouldn't do that to get into that type of situation where you're dating 2 people. Say if you like 2 people, and I went through the whole scenario of liking 2 people, yada 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 yada.
Whatever the case may be, you still dated 2 people at one time.
Thank you very much.
for a year and
Okay.
a half, which is a lifetime.
Over a year and a half.
Hence
Which,
the
right?
reason. You know, at one time you wore diapers. Are we still talking about that? What are we talking about here? Things happen and
What
you
do you
mature.
mean? What are we talking about here? She said, make sure gentlemen are not dating multiple people as well.
Right, exactly what I said.
And you followed up.
And I said, we are not. Exactly. I know that.
And then you asked for my opinion.
And your opinion was outdated, was showing that you weren't paying attention. Currently, we're dating one woman at a time because that's what we are.
That's not what you said.
Should we ask you how long ago was that? 1 year and a half over? Should we ask you that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I said when I was younger, you could do those things. They were different. Okay. And then I also said you don't get to know anybody by doing that. I mean, I laid it out. I'm glad you guys don't pay attention. Fellas, this is what I'm talking about. Women don't pay attention sometimes. When you talk to them, they don't pay attention. Find a woman that can listen and you know what I mean? Okay, this is ridiculous. Let's go into our subject, topic tonight, because this is ridiculous. I need. Hey, look. We need another man to come up here to help out. Just drop in an inbox if you would like to come up here and be on the panel with me, because we just need some more masculine energy because this is crazy. All right, so
wow.
We were like, what are we going to talk about this week? What are we going to talk about? And Ruth called from a dungeon, and one hand was still trapped.
One was behind.
And she was using the other hand to reach out to say hey to everybody. And we wanted to talk about, how do we keep the fire in relationships? How do we stop the fire from going out of relationships? If the fire goes out, what can we do to reignite it? Is it possible?
It is.
Right? So, and this is like almost Ruth is an expert because she's done it for 38 years. You don't see that anymore, really. You don't see relationships lasting from kindergarten to adulthood. It just doesn't happen as much. Okay, it just doesn't really happen. From the sandbox to the wedding to forever.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's just start right here first. Did the fire ever kind of diminish?
Oh yeah,
simmer, go down on.
Oh yeah, that fire. It's like somebody put some a fan on it sometimes, and it's just whoosh. What happened? Because there is no way that fire can't dwindle. Now you can bring it back. You can do a host of things if you're willing to, both parties, to bring it back. But it definitely dwindles. Just time alone, everything can change on you.
Right.
Go ahead.
So on that one thing you said, both parties are willing to work, but is there ever a time where one party kind of doesn't know that maybe they need to do more, or they're not really there to do more, and the other person is kind of carrying them through or trying to pull them, to get back on board, or if that makes sense?
I agree with that. I think there may be times where only one party is aware of what's happening with the dwindle.
Right.
But in my opinion, that's when that party better speak up and communicate what's happening. Now, that doesn't always happen. And I think, go ahead.
But even with communicating, Ruth, is it that easy just to say, hey, listen, this is the problem. It needs to be fixed. And is the partner going to be like, you know what? I do see that's a problem and I'm going to fix it. Is it that easy?
It's not that easy. And it depends on the partner. A lot of the success of these relationships, I feel, Daryl, depends on that partner you pick. Seriously.
Okay. So let's stop right there. Picking of partners is, and I think this is very true, is very, 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 very important to what your life is going to look like. Let's be honest. A lot of times you hear people like, it's no good men, no good women. Well, I think we're just not picking the right man or woman for us.
I agree with that totally.
Right. So what are some of the things, let's just start in the beginning, that in the picking stage, and this is going to be different for everybody, right? So, but what are some things I don't know if we can even ask you this, Ruth, because I don't know what you know in kindergarten. Like, I like the way you build this block.
I was a little bit older. I was middle school, a little bit older, but
you can do cursive better than everybody else.
You're right. I don't know if I totally knew.
Gotcha.
Right. But what I did know was a little bit about how I operate. I kind of knew, like, I'm a certain way, if you will. Like what you've seen, I got that mouth, and you're like, excuse me.
Yeah.
And that's not always a bad thing, but I needed a certain kind of mate. Okay.
Gotcha.
Who didn't view that as bad, if you will.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Leanne.
Yes.
For you, is there something? How about picking? How important is it for you to pick the right person?
I mean, it's crucial because not too many. I can barely deal with myself, let alone somebody dealing with me. So
Right.
I have to get it right. It's very crucial.
And is there anything you look for? Is there anything that you look for in a person, or is there things that that kind of draw you in, or that
Yeah, well, first and foremost,
don't say beard, okay? That's not a thing.
We know that's first. We know that.
Is honesty.
Okay.
And listening skills.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing when to be quiet.
See, fellas, it's starting to go off the rails. Just let them talk long enough.
Yeah.
You want me to go on?
I do, because this is going to be great.
Okay. Knowing when to be quiet. I need somebody that's caring, that cares about other feelings. Like I should see. I should know a lot more about your character by the way you treat and carry yourself with others. To know that you're a caring, upstanding type of person. Somebody that's consistent, that's not hot and cold like myself.
So I'm about to ask that, Leanne, and Ruth too, both of you.
Yeah.
I know people want these things. They want this. They want Jesus in the other person. But within yourself, what do you have to give? What do you have to offer? I know everybody talks about what they want. Now, can you do these things? Or can, like you said, like you kind of alluded to just now, like Leanne, like you're hot and cold, right? So you're basically saying, I need a person who can deal with somebody that's hot and cold.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this person has to be Jesus.
No. No.
So what are you saying? You saying, Ruth? What are you saying? No.
They just have to be able to deal with her, with the hot and cold.
You want Jesus, because what you're not saying is, you know what? I know hot and cold, or I know a mouthy person. It's not how you should be. So you know what? I need to fix me. You're saying no. You need to accept it and deal with it. And you need to
that's not what I'm saying.
Being hot and cold and me being mouthy.
I'm at a point where I know and can read myself when I'm in what type of mood. So I can very well articulate to you, like, hey, now's not a good mood day. I just kind of want to chill. Is that cool? Can we just not talk?
Okay, so again, what you said, Leanne, was, I'm not fixing my problems. I want you to leave me alone today.
Wow. I don't think that's what she meant.
Oh, she didn't mean that? That's what she said. Just like you said, I'm mouthy. I'm going to have this mouth. And
I said I talk a lot. I didn't say I'm mouthy.
I talk a lot and you got to deal with it.
No, I didn't say deal with it. He has to understand that about me.
Yeah, you have to understand. You have to deal with it.
I had to find me a quiet man.
I need you to just
be quiet. Who will let me talk.
I need you to listen to me. So you and Leanne would be terrible match, because you talk too much. She would need time alone. This wouldn't. Just like
I don't necessarily need time alone. We could be in the same room, just not have to talk to each other.
Not talk to me. Don't touch me. Stay on the other side of the room.
You can do what you're doing. Play the video game. Whatever. And I'm over here.
Doing
you. Exactly. In the same room, sharing company.
Fellas, this is why it's so difficult to get the fire back, because they're not trying to fix their problem. They're saying
it's not about not fixing your problems. We didn't say that. We didn't say that.
Just deal with it.
I started working on not being so mouthy, as you put it. Okay, I did. Okay. I honestly did, because I could see I wasn't letting him get a word in sometimes.
I ain't talking 6 years. I don't know what my voice sound like when I'm home.
Right. So, he gently let me know that. And I was able to hear it because I know it's true of myself. You know, you come into these things knowing yourself on some level.
Hopefully you do. Hopefully you do. Right.
Hopefully.
I think that's an awareness that a lot of people don't have. So that's a point too. We do need to come in knowing ourselves. Like I said, and to be honest, all jokes aside, it is good that you guys know these things about yourself, or you should know certain things about yourself, certain triggers, certain things that bother you. That's going to help in the long run because you kind of tell your partner, like, listen, I know it's not the best thing, but sometimes I do shut down.
Yep.
As long as you're trying to work on it and your partner can accept it, that's cool. Right. So it's definitely better to know certain things than, you know, people just doing things and because this is what I do. You know, I get it. I get it. So, yeah. So, you know, I was kind of jokingly and I wasn't, but I think that you being hot and cold is okay.
I don't even know seriously that I'm hot and cold. I just kind of threw that out there as something to say.
You are hot and cold. I know that about you. What are you talking about?
Wow.
What we're not going to do is start slandering on this show. We will not accept slander on this show right now. That's what we won't do.
I'm just saying, I know you and I know how you get.
And Daryl, who says that's a bad thing? You know, we all come with our ills, all jokes aside. Whether it's hot and cold, whether it's talking too much, whether it's not paying enough attention to your mate, we all are going to come with our stuff. Right?
But we have to know that those are negative things, right?
They could be negative things.
No, they are. Your husband couldn't talk. He can't get a word in. I don't think it's a good relationship to have
he
one
should
person
learn to talk more. How about that? I could say that too.
You could say what?
I could say he needs to learn to talk and voice himself more. I could say that.
It's his fault, so he should talk over you.
No, I'm just saying since you threw it the other way.
No, I'm saying since you talk all the time, he's supposed to talk over you. You know, you can sing together. You can sing together. You can't talk together. So while you're talking, he doesn't get a word in edgewise because you don't stop talking. It's not his fault for being a nice, courteous human being.
But he knew that coming in, right?
No, right.
He obviously liked that balance, whether he admits it or not.
No. Stop it. Don't do that. See, women always try to do that. He may not like that part at all, but there's other parts. He's like, you know what? I love this, and this. And if this is really one of the biggest problems we have, her talking all the time, I'm cool with. I'm just going to have to accept that, right? I'll settle because everything else is good, right?
But he actually said he likes that about me. So
he's going to because he's nice. He wants to make you feel good.
Look, I didn't make him say it.
You did. You did. You know what the cold shoulder is at night? You made him say it.
I'm not going
like, you talk too much. Well, you're gonna sleep on that side by yourself. You know what? I don't like it.
We work through it. We work through it. I say, hon, when are those times that you feel unheard or you can't get a word in? And again, this is taking years of growth.
Right.
Before now, it was like, oh well, too bad. You knew what, too bad. And like you said, maybe then it was like, okay, this is not so bad to settle with and deal with.
Right. But over time,
when these other things that are so good. Right. But it took time. It took communication. It took therapy. We actually had to go to therapy one year when things got a little rough.
So I believe that all couples should go to therapy. I think there's things in a relationship that you two are maybe everybody doesn't really look at or address or maybe even know that's a problem.
Yep.
Right. So I think we have to definitely stop looking at therapy as a negative thing and say, you know what, let's help our relationship.
Yeah, exactly. You need to go on your own too.
Very true. We did both. Very true.
Absolutely.
We did.
Especially you.
Absolutely. See, there we go. When we start doing that, not going to do that. I don't know how that came to be.
I'm just saying.
No, but she's right. She's right.
I'm sorry. Somebody hit the button. Go ahead. What are you about to say, Ruth?
I said she's right because you have to work on you, the 1/3, him, the 1/3, and the together, the other 1/3. That's what I call it. 1/3, 1/3.
I don't think that equals a full.
Yes, it does. It equals 3/3, which is a whole. You're talking to me, the teacher.
Okay, I was making sure. I tried to do the math in my head real fast.
Did I go too fast?
1/3.
But no, she's right because a lot of the things that I found out and he found out was a lot of our stuff was trauma from childhood.
Right. Okay.
And triggers from childhood that were coming into the relationship and hurting it in a certain way.
So we have to understand not only ourselves, but then some of the things that we may have experienced may be also influencing our relationship going forth.
For sure.
And it could be barriers which are limiting us from getting to where we need to be. Okay.
Certainly. For me, I have an invisibility complex, right?
Tell me more. What does that mean?
For me, what they described it as is not feeling seen or heard a lot of times because of my childhood neglect.
Oh, I thought that was just being a woman.
No, I know you did, but that's why I wanted to clarify that.
Thought that was just being a woman.
Which, in all seriousness, Daryl, hence the talkative piece, because I always feel like, oh, I have to get this out. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for the season.
Okay. That makes sense.
Now, somebody else might say, she just likes to talk. She talks too much.
Right.
Not looking at all that history of why.
Yep. So that's very interesting. So we see again, I wish we had Doc here.
Yeah, I know.
Doc is she ain't getting paid this week. We're gonna cut her check. So Leanne, put in the book. We're gonna Doc doesn't get paid this week.
Skip a week on her. Yeah.
Yeah, she missed out. We're gonna all split this up.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna split it up 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Oh God.
Very interesting. I wonder if anybody in the chat, if you could put a hand up if you guys ever did couples counseling with anybody you're with. I just want to see if anybody's ever did that before. Mm-hmm. But I think those things are very important. So to keep the relationship alive sometimes starts with even before the relationship starts, because you got to know yourself and kind of, start dealing with some of those things on your own. And then when you come together, you got to deal with things together, right? Because you both come with your own ideologies, your own way of doing methodologies and ways of doing things. So now you got to find a way to mend that together to have a successful relationship. Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know, Ruth, maybe you could tell us, and it's not about, I know people talk about wins and losses, but it's not wins and losses. It's about compromises that are best for your relationship.
I agree. That's sort of that team mentality of we're both going to win if we agree to this.
Right. And sometimes you do have to maybe not get the full thing of asked, or maybe the way you want it done to get done, but you don't always have to get it done your way, right?
Exactly.
It's okay to compete sometimes and say, all right, look, hey babe, it's okay, we can do it your way, or whatever the case may be. And not hold any issues about, not make that a problem, be problematic, like, oh, we did it your way. No,
Exactly. You pick your things. You have to pick and choose what becomes a big thing. There's so many little things that you could fight and grapple over all the time.
Okay.
All the time, because like you're saying, you're talking about two individuals. I don't even know who decided this marriage thing would work in the first place for anybody, because it's really tough juggling two personalities together. Now, people will say, don't get married young, right? That all the things against that, all the cons that can go wrong with that. But in a way, sometimes that works to the good, because you're growing. Some people can grow together and develop and mature together.
No, I think definitely marrying young is actually beneficial, because you don't have as many hangups. As you get older, you start doing things a certain way, you start seeing life differently, and it's tougher and then maybe you amass more things, right? So I know, say you both have a home, like when you get older, what are you doing with that? People don't want to give up their stuff. So I think younger, when you both have nothing and you're both struggling through things, it's definitely, I think it definitely is could be a better situation. But but like I said, it's what you know and what you do with it, right? How you keep that spark going, right? Very interesting. It's very interesting.
And some people grow apart. They've been together so long, that spark, like you said, you can't reignite that spark.
Yeah, that's tough.
You might have waited too long to light it.
Right. And but that's what happens too when you're out there and you're trying to date and you don't really let people in, and you don't get to that point where as soon as that spark does diminish, that feeling, you're gone.
Yep. And
that makes it very difficult. But that's the other thing about relationships. Now, how much can you go through and still be in that relationship? Now, my thoughts on relationships always were you're going to probably go through a lot of stuff, but if you can make it out the other side, you'll be a lot better for it.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know. I personally haven't seen any relationships that were close to perfect. I've seen a lot of stuff that happened and they worked through it.
Mhm,
And then
mhm.
seeing them on the other side, I see they're great. I guess because they know this person got my back. You know, we went through this, that's what I've seen, right? Because even one of the couples I thought was the perfect couple, spending more time around them, you start seeing what was really going on in a
Mhm.
relationship. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my, what? They did what? Like, it was things that were happening you couldn't believe.
Yep.
But they were able to do what they had to do, get through it. And they right now, you would never know that they went through the things they went through.
Mhm.
You know, because they fought through. So I think, and that's something I don't think people do today. I don't think people fight. They're not
No.
fighting for relationships.
No,
They're not.
they don't fight through it and see what's on the other side, or like my grandmother says, see what the end going to be. They don't want to.
Right.
They don't want to see that because it's too much work.
Right. I've seen relationships end over a phone call. You know,
Wow.
somebody called and
Wow. Lee, why are you chuckling with that, Lee?
Because the amount of slander that keeps.
That seemed a little personal, that chuckle, Lee.
I don't know what she's laughing at. I'm just saying I've seen it
Right?
happen before where people just
A phone call.
phone call. They're done. It's over. How dare you? You know, so
Because it's, you know what? It's irrelevant because you have to have the full story.
Okay, yeah, there's some missing pieces.
hey,
Yeah.
what story? I'm just saying I heard about, I think I seen it on TikTok or something, or Facebook. Or,
Lee, fill me in so I don't have those missing pieces. You want to fill me in?
Yeah. Okay. Might as well, because we're here now. We are here. So you're seeing someone
Mhm.
and they have this story where they had to go spend the night at their ex-girlfriend's house for some obscene, unknown reason. Then the ex-girlfriend calls you and starts texting you all of this crazy stuff, leaving voice messages about, oh dude. And it's like, I don't need this type of drama in my life. Check your ex. First off, how did she get my number? That means she had to have access to your phone at some point, which means you're slipping. Either way, I can't trust you and you can't be trusted. You gotta go.
why didn't you give him another chance? Just like the girl at the
That's
table.
like saying,
Look at Ruth. Ruth said, "Give him another
No,
chance." Yeah, Ruth.
that's a lot of context. I needed that. No,
that's
she's
like
right.
saying, why I don't let you punch me in my face twice? What is you talking about?
Listen, I'm just saying. She said the guy at the table should have gave her more time just because she was going on another date. He should have gave her more time. But now this one little phone call.
It's not
Yeah,
a little phone
There
call.
was a
It's
lot
so
more
much
in
more.
that phone call. Come on now. A lot more.
Well,
Lee, you
see,
did
this is
right.
why relationships burn out. This is why relationships fizzle. When a woman leaves a man for a little indiscretion like cheating, that's what are we doing? What are we doing?
Lee, you did right.
Thank you, Ruth.
When I'm
You know,
talking all
again-
this romantic stuff, you're gonna have to make sure they're doing the right thing.
Again,
Right. Because I bring a lot to the table.
That's
You
right.
understand me?
Jesus.
Don't tolerate nonsense. I didn't say that.
You know what I mean?
So, Ruth, and with that being said, is there a bit of nonsense that you have to kind of? Because I mean,
Nope.
nothing's perfect.
It doesn't have
It's
to be
gotta-
perfect, but it has to be within your guidelines and your boundaries of what are deal breakers for you.
But that means you're going to accept some nonsense then, or some things that are not quite what you want, because no one is perfect.
Right. Everybody has some
Right,
tomfoolery
but there are
in them.
different levels of nonsense.
That's what I'm
there.
saying.
Not cheating on me. That's a whole different level.
Ruth, we said nonsense. We didn't say cheating on you. And if he
He
cheated
said
on you once,
cheating.
and if he cheated once, it's just once, Ruth. Stop it. It's okay. It's only one time. Roger's a great guy. We're not gonna let one.
Roger is a great guy.
No, what I'm
Cheating
saying,
is
no,
not
no.
allowed, Roger.
I'm not talking about cheating, but again, there could be some things that person does that really just that could be, you know, but it's like, I can kind of deal with that. Like, I can't really think of anything offhand. Let's think about something that was kind of, say they like going to a strip club. Something they like to do. They like going to strip club Thursday night and come back at 4:00. This is something they've been doing. They like doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you make this person stop doing this because
that's
what they do? Just like,
I think you
this
talk
is what.
through it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But what is there to talk through again? If I'm saying, you know what, I'm going to go. This is what I like to do. You know, hang out with the guys there. They got good wings on Thursday night, so I'm gonna go.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna go.
Buffalo wings.
Yeah, they got you know, chicken titties there, and I'm trying to get these chicken titties.
That might be a tolerable nonsense for somebody, is what I'm saying, Daryl. It may not be for me, but for somebody, it may be okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely not for me.
Not for me.
Jeez, it's crazy. You can wear what you want to wear, but I can't go to the strip club.
I didn't say you can wear what you want to wear.
I didn't say you. I'm talking about the other one down and mine on the bottom. The other one down on the bottom.
Where's she at?
Very interesting. These one-sided rules. I see.
No, they're not one-sided, y'all. You try to make it sound like that, but in all seriousness, it's about what you can tolerate in your relationship.
Yeah, like he tolerates you wearing them half-naked clothes. He should be able to. You should be able to tolerate him to go see half-naked women.
If we come in with that agreement, okay, but you don't have to come in at 4 in the morning. You don't have to come in at 4 in the morning.
I'm a grown man.
Do all your wing eating, do it all by 2, and then we okay.
Why do we have to have curfews?
Here we go.
Just like you don't have I don't know what it would be, but you don't have a clothes check. You can wear what you want to wear. How come I got to be in the house at a certain time? When you can go out the house any way you want to go out the house, but I can't come in when I want to come in? Talk to me. Make it make sense. I'm listening.
We discuss what works in our relationship.
I'm asking you.
Blank.
I'm listening.
It. We discuss what works.
Listen, again, how come you can wear what you want? Seems one-sided, but I can't do what I want.
Within reason, we both can. Let's talk about it and let's work through it.
No, I think it's very one-sided. If I wanted to do the strip club, it seems like a lot of times that, and I guess this is true. I think I'm starting to learn it, that you really have to, men really have to acquiesce to make women happy. It's like you really have to do a lot of things. Maybe like you have to get the strip club, but she can wear what she want to wear going out. She could dress like a stripper, but you
women
can't
acquiesce too. Stop it. Women do it all the time for men.
Okay, tell me how. Tell me how.
What do you mean how? Any given scenario, just like you did.
How?
You know? Maybe she won't wear the halter top because you have a problem with that, and she really wanted to wear it that day.
Okay, well then I can say, if you say not go to club, it makes sense to me. If we have parameters, cool. But if we don't, if you're telling me you can do things unilaterally, I think we have to. Again, so what would be the problem with the strip club? That would be the question.
Okay,
you wasting money.
Leanne said no. So what would be the problem?
Leanne said no.
You wasting money.
She said you wasting money.
How you know you spending money there?
What else do you do at the strip club?
I don't know, but I say you don't go there to tip women. See, you go there for the ambiance. You know, you hang out with your boys. Where you guys meet at. You might want to meet around some chicken titties. They got good chicken breasts there.
I mean, long as I can go to the Ding Dong Club, then we good.
Hey, we don't care where you go.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
But what I'm saying, yeah, no, listen, I think that it should be fair. I don't. If you're doing it, they should be able to do it. So, yeah, that makes sense. But again, so there's some, I guess, like you said, you would have to talk about it because there's some things that you may want to put up with. There's some things that you can't put up with, right? Mm-hmm. Right. There are some things like, and it could be a strip club. Now, for me, I think I wouldn't trip. I don't trip too much on what my significant other does. I'm like, cool. Okay. If you want to go, go. You know what I mean? I may even feel some type of way, but I want to trust people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do my best to trust in people, and I want you to have a life of your own inside of our life. Right? Mm-hmm. I think we do. I'm learning now that people need that, and I want them to have that. I don't think I can be their whole life, right? That's too demanding on one person where you're everything, where they do everything you do. And it's just, to me, I want you to have a life, and I want to be able to trust that you're going out to have fun and you're having fun and you're being respectful, because I think that at the end of the day, I can't make you respect me, so I'm have to let you out there. And then if something happens, and especially today, if a video comes up and I see you being tossed around, then it's a little different. But I think that we do our best for me, I do my best at letting my significant, let her do her thing. You do your thing, and then we also do our thing together as well.
I like that, Daryl, and I think you're right that trust is built through various experiences.
Right. For me, trust is built until it's lost. Until it's lost, right? I don't come in under the guise of I'm trying to trust you, and you got to earn trust, because I think that mentality, to me, it's easy to, as soon as something go wrong, this is the problem. I come in, I try to trust you as much as possible, try to let you be you, and then we'll see what happens. That's just my way.
As long as you don't abuse that trust. Right.
And I think if you abuse it, then you show me who you are, and then I know how to move.
Exactly.
Right? I know how to move. And because I gave you the opportunity, right? I came in open board and said, write on it whatever you want. And you
exactly.
So I got to,
which is what I did with the phone call.
Right. Right, Lee.
Came back to the phone call, huh?
Don't, because you be judging me.
Yeah, but that person abused her trust. That's what I heard.
That's tough. That's tough. But I think so. But even with that, Leanne, I do think sometimes, and I'm not using you, but sometimes in those situations, we start thinking things that may not be true. Because you said something like, "How did she get the number? She must have been in his phone." See, she may not got the number through his phone. And I'm not saying I don't know the situation. She could have. I'm just saying, what if she didn't? Maybe she got the number because she went on like Who's Who, and she looked you up and she found your number on there. You know what I mean? There could be ways that he spent the night over there. I don't. So again, let me retract a little bit. I'm cool, but I'm not letting my John sleep over a dude house.
Right.
That's crazy. But I don't know if I wouldn't want her to sleep over a girl's house either, right? You should be home, right? For the most part. It's me. Oh, Ruth don't like that. Look at Ruth.
No. That's cool. I'm taking it in. I'm taking it in.
You saw it.
Yeah.
No, because women, we might do a sleepover and girls' night or whatever. But I'm saying,
well, how many girls?
Don't abuse that trust.
How many girls? Maybe,
3, 4 of us hanging out.
As long as y'all can send me the videotape, I'm cool with that, right?
You see.
No, but I think I would have to be consistent. If I don't want you sleeping over a guy's house, I would say I couldn't want you sleeping over a girl's house either. Because if I say just a guy, that means, I'm thinking maybe something. I'm gonna be even. We can't. Now it's different, like you said. We're having a girls' night out, but if you just sleep it, like I don't know what grown people plan sleepovers with their girl. Like, Leanne, I'm gonna sleep over your house this weekend.
I know people that do that though.
Yeah, they're not happy at home.
Okay.
They're not happy at home. Who wants to sleep away from their significant other? Now, there are times you go out, once, twice a year, whatever you guys, girls' night, that you guys go do something. I get it. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know about guys having those type of nights. I don't know about any broke black mountain nights. Like, I'm sleeping over Ralph's house. No, I'm not. Guys really don't. I don't know guys doing that. It could happen. I don't know of it happening. But so yeah. But I'd rather have you home. But that's just because I'm codependent and I don't like being by myself.
Gotta talk about that.
Listen, we don't. Because I'm gonna come in and tell you from the beginning. I want to see you. I want to be with you. I'm with you because I want to be with you. Now again, I don't know what's gonna happen 20 years in. I might be like, get away from me.
Exactly.
Please go sleep over your friend's house. Rob, I don't care. Rob,
anybody.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm cool.
Look them up. Right.
You come back next month. Okay, deal.
But I think you hit on a good point, Daryl, because relationships have to be customized. You may want your partner there like that under you around the clock. Raj and I, we still at this point still hang out together a lot more than most couples. And they would be like, that's too much.
Forced to.
See, then you say that. And I gave you
what? I said the mic is on. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you said I forced him to. That man is not being forced to do nothing he don't want to do.
He's in the basement right now.
You know what? Don't mess up that
No,
man's happy home.
no.
But you have to customize it no matter what people say negative, like you just did. And if it works for y'all to be up under each other, it works for you.
I think that's very important. People, you need to take that, write it down. Your relationship has to be your relationship. It can't be anybody's relationship. No, people really can't tell you how to do your relationship. That's one thing they can't, right? They can't tell you how to do your relationship. You have to, make the culture in your relationship. So stop making your relationship based off of your mother, your father, your friends, Ruth, because you can't be Ruth unless you met him in like second grade. So
love it.
Don't listen to Leanne because she's telling you one phone call to leave. Like that may not work for you. Sometimes you can take a phone call and stay. You do have to find out what you have to find out what you can take. Mm-hmm. You have to know what you can accept. And I think when doing that, then you have to be honest with yourself and say, you know what, this person did this. I said I can't take it. I have to leave. Because as soon as you're not true to yourself, your relationship's over. Because you can't believe yourself, you're going to be stuck in something, or it's going to get worse because you're bound. You have no boundaries because you allowed your boundaries to be smashed through. So you do have to find something that works for you. That's why I'm glad Leanne stand up to the phone caller and kicked out whomever.
That's right. She was right.
Ultimately, whatever you do is right. If you don't want to be with somebody, you don't be. If you break up with somebody, you don't want to be. Again, it is what it is. The ultimate goal first, again, you have to be happy. Because if you're not happy, and I mean, you're not gonna be happy in relationships all the time, right, Ruth?
No, you're not.
I hate when people say that. Some people
you're not. And that whole thing about don't go to bed angry and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm going to bed angry. I need to say, disperse that myth. I'm going to bed angry. Right. He's going to bed angry, but in a certain way, not fighting angry, but saying, you know what, I'm tired of talking about it. Let's talk about it more in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So some of those images are just myths about relationships because stuff is going to happen.
Well, I think your clarification would help a lot, right? Because when we talk about fighting, we ain't talking about like your eye hurt.
We're not talking about that kind of fighting.
We're talking about you're kind of upset. You guys came to a point and said, "Listen, we're parking lotting this. We can't go anymore. I'm going to sleep. You're going to sleep."
Yes.
And even though you're upset, that upsetness is still in love, right? Because
it is.
I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not calling you out your name. It hasn't gotten ugly like that. We're just upset. We don't agree. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum or something. That's okay.
That's okay.
Right. I think we have to, and that's my big thing. I don't like to argue or dirty fight with someone I'm with, right? You can be mad at me. You can say, I'm mad at you. I don't like what you're saying. I don't agree with it. That's all cool. I'm with all that, right? But name calling, cursing at each other, low blows, bringing up things from the past to hurt the person, that to me is problematic.
You have to fight
I don't
fair.
Want that. Yeah, fair fighting has to be. And if you don't know how to fair fight, if you think it's okay, you call each other bees, and it's not, right? It's not.
No.
If someone is in an argument with you and they're calling you names and putting you down, you're in a bad relationship. I'm telling you, you are. That's not what it should be. It should be no name callings at all.
Yep. That respect should never leave, even when you're angry. The respect should never leave. I can say that.
And even I would say, and even if you get to the point where, say, you do say something crazy to somebody, they should be able to say, hey, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? And that's just snap you right out. Like, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I lost my, I said something flippantly and I shouldn't have said it. You should be able to also calm your partner down, right? If you see things going, hey, you know what? Let's stop. And they should respect you enough to stop.
True.
I think that's very important. That's something I look for. We have to be able to fight fair. We can't raise our voice. If I hear an inkling of hey, look, our voice is going kind of up. We went up the octave. We're not singing. And hopefully that'll break it. And like I said, like you may laugh a little, and it'll come down, and we can parking lot it for later. Because my thing is, if I'm up and you're up, now we have an argument. But if I'm up and you're like, look, we can't do this, then I can't argue with you if you're not up.
No, you can't argue about yourself.
Right, right. So somebody always has to be the one to bring it down.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I don't know if Leanne is ever that person. I don't know if she's
I'm never
ever that person.
Just know that I'm not.
Leanne, don't feed into that. Don't feed.
It's gonna have to be the other person.
Well, then she's gonna have to pick them carefully. That's what I said.
And yeah.
Well, listen, we can't pick people that will feed into our negative characteristics. You can't like, I need a man that's weak so I can walk over him and do
say
this.
Weak. She didn't say that.
You're going to be weak then if you're going to have to deal with some of these things that, you know, you don't want someone like, you want someone that is going to be able to challenge you in a positive way to maybe help you to stop doing these things if they are truly.
Yeah, he got to be the person to say, yo, relax. What is you doing?
Okay.
Right.
And then I will assess the situation from there.
And will you stop what you're doing, Leanne?
Well,
no.
Depends on
that's why he's going to say
the day and the given time.
That's what he's going to say. He said, I don't know why I'm here. I'm tired of this. I just want to go home.
Most of the time I will, because I don't really like arguing.
Okay.
But there are times where somebody can get my goat and I won't let something go.
When are they not those times?
You're a hater.
That's so
You're a hater.
That's so Leanne, it's all right. We all have that. We all have it.
You see, this is how it starts.
Yeah.
This is how it starts. This type of behavior here.
We all have those moments, Leanne. It's all good. We all have it.
We asked 100
people. It's funny.
People.
They only happen around certain people.
We asked 100 people, when does Leanne get mad? The number one answer was all the time. Right answer.
Yeah,
no.
I don't believe that for 1 minute.
But again, so arguing is a very important thing. I don't think and I don't know, this might not be the best way to look at things, but I don't know if you could really be in a relationship with a person until you really argue or find out how they argue.
I agree.
I don't. For me, I can't. I need to know how you argue. How do you, when things get kind of crazy? How do you, how do you assess it? How do you talk to each other? It's really important for me to see that. It's really important for me.
It is important
because, like, it can easily, people could argue and get crazy. So I definitely like to see like, what does arguing look like to you? What
do you do it at all? Are you able to voice when you're disappointed or upset with me?
Right.
That's what
people don't understand. And Ruth, and that's what people don't understand. Arguing doesn't mean it could just mean like, listen, I have some issues about something you said or something you did or how the way that went down. That's when you're.
Yeah, I needed that from my partner. I needed him to learn to do it because it grew me. Right. You cannot let me think that I'm always right. It's not cool. Right. Let me know what's upsetting you, because if you don't, the resentment's going to build, and I see it.
Right.
The problem is a lot of the times I am right, pretty much all the time. And
Leanne, none of us are right all the time.
Leanne, what are you saying
it's
again?
hard. It's hard being me. It's hard having to carry that load of being right 99% of the time.
And this is why, fellas, this is what goes on in their heads sometimes.
Lee, I be Team Lee, but that one didn't sound too cool.
No.
So again, it does get tough at times. We do have to try to find a way to, and maybe we say discuss, heated discussion, and it don't have to be heated, but you just have to be able to maybe challenge some things that are going on. If you don't, if they're not to your likings or not what you want for whatever situation, you have to be able to say, hey, look, I don't like this. Right.
If not, you're not going to grow the relationship. It's going to stay right where it was. I'm telling you.
You cannot keep ignoring things. I know people think, well, you know what? If we ignore it, it goes away. We won't talk about it, it'll go away. But it doesn't. That's not true. It does not go away. It will continue to fester. And that could be a thing that starts devouring your relationship. Right now, some of the little things that Ruth talks about will become even bigger things. You didn't take the trash out.
There we
to
go.
Blow up to be a big thing when it's not really, because it's really about whatever you haven't talked about.
And it goes back to the childhood traumas too, again, Daryl, because he didn't learn to do that in his family because they always swept everything under the rug and kept it moving.
Gotcha.
And so that was something that had to be a learned skill that he had to unlearn. He had to unlearn it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And listen,
It's tough.
if you're not willing to grow in a relationship and understand as you grow, your relationship is going to look different, you're going to have a problem. Your relationship day one is not going to look like the same relationship day 4,000.
No.
Right? It's not. And understand your relationship is going to change. You're going to grow. You're going to change. Maybe some things you liked before you might not like now.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to change. And you have to be able to change with your partner. And you have to be able to allow them to grow as well. Let your partner grow. Right? Allow them to grow. Support their growth. You know what I mean? But then, you know, and if they're growing in a different direction, I mean,
let them go.
That's the tough part. That's the tough part.
So yeah, I don't know if letting someone go is really growing in different directions can mean different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe some of their likes and wants or needs, maybe. So say we both are fitness, that's a big thing. But maybe one person is growing. I don't want to do fitness anymore, right? I don't want to do fitness. That's not. I don't have to let you go because of that, right? But understand it's a shift, and understand this person they don't want to do it, right? And that's okay. But find a way, because that might have been a big thing in a relationship if you did it together, right? This is something we did. We grew this. We did this. And now 6 years in, you don't want to. You're saying no, and that's a big change from us doing it to not doing it now. It is a big change, but understand. Look, I love this person, and they don't want to do this anymore. Don't take it personal. And say, okay, okay, what are you going to do now?
Right. What are we going to do together to replace it? Maybe something else. Yeah.
Right. Or maybe we don't. Yeah. Right.
Well, we don't have to. We don't have to necessarily. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, no. I think Bruce. I know. I think you would have to find something else because that was a lot of time. So yeah, what are we going to do now to that bonding time we did? If that's something we did together,
right?
We do have to find a new bonding activity.
Right. A new bonding. Mm-hmm.
See, go to the strip club.
Well, go together. Let's go together.
Let's go not together.
No. You want to go there so bad,
right?
Hey, so
what's wrong with going there together, though, Daryl? What's wrong with that? See? You wanted to do it. Why not?
I definitely think you find something to do that you guys like doing together. You know, strip club wouldn't be for me because I don't like strip clubs.
Oh, okay. You'd have
that's more of a Leanne thing.
It's not.
Oh, my fault, Leanne. I wasn't supposed to tell people that.
But you can find something to do. You can find.
Leanne was late for work this morning because she was at the strip club last night.
You're a lie. It's what you see. This is what I'm saying. This is the antagonizer.
It's
okay. Gets me
Lee.
riled up.
You like what you like, Lee. It's all right.
No, I don't like the strip club.
It was called like it's like Full Beards. I think that's what it's called. 4 Beards. Like 4 beards, and it's men with beards, and that's where she goes. Yeah, Thursday night, Full Beards. No, Leanne? Okay.
It's tough. It is tough, and the longer you in a relationship, the tougher it gets. We're not going to sit here and pretend.
So how about Ruth? You know, as it gets, you know, in the beginning, I think you're a lot more spontaneous. Have more spontaneous. I can't say the word right now. Spontaneous.
Yeah.
As you know, later, 20, 25 years in a relationship, are you still spontaneous? Do you still?
Well, let's just say you have to become, for me, intentional. It has to become intentional. It may not just be right there for you every minute with what you want to do or how you want to spend that time together. But you have to intentionally, at least for me, write it in, think about it, say, how can I change this up? People don't do that these days.
So do you feel like it's more work going forth? Because now you have to kind of schedule things and you have to know, is it a little tougher now?
I think it balances. It's a little tough at times when you just want to say, you know what, we old, I'm tired. but again, it keeps the creativity going for me. You keep thinking about each other. Like this year, we're like, okay, we've done so many things. We've given so many gifts. What can we do different for our anniversary? Okay, we went back to our childhood stuff we like skating, roller skating. My husband's an artist, so we did some paint at home, sip and paint. So we try to find creative venues to keep it like, ooh, this is new. This is different.
You guys ever leave the house?
We did leave the house. We did. we had to leave the house to go skating.
Right, and came right back.
No, we went to dinner. So anyway, but again, trying to keep it mixed up. We were like, oh, let's go to the sex store we used to go to when we was in our 20s. Oh,
okay. How was that?
Else to do? Fun. So
which one you go to?
Hence the handcuffs on South Street.
Oh, what's that? Condom Kingdom?
Condemnation.
Condemnation. Okay.
But little things, Daryl. Little things.
Listen, they sex shops 38 years later.
And 50-something sex shops. But you gotta keep the spark. Didn't we just talk about it?
Right. Okay.
Because that spark, like you said, what you call it? Stale crackers. Them stale crackers, you gotta keep them moist. You gotta keep adding to them. But it is work, and it is, again, purposeful, intentional work.
Gotcha. Very interesting. So we have doing things to keep the spark. And I guess spontaneity may change somewhat, but I guess you're scheduling spontaneity, right? You're kind of scheduling it. Mm-hmm. Counseling, therapy is all good.
Yes.
Learning to argue is correct. You know, the correct way. And arguing, when we say arguing, again, no one said anything about yelling, screaming, name calling. That's negative. That's a negative argument. I think an argument should be definitely where you can be able to talk to each other. It could be some passion in the voice. Like I sometimes people have passion in their voice, but I also, that borders, and I say, look, hey, we're getting a little loud, right?
Little bass in there.
I always like, we're getting a little loud. And sometimes it might not be bass because they got a treble in their voice, but it's like a little loud. And because my thing is, if I try to talk over you, you're gonna talk over me. I'm gonna talk over you. Now we're yelling, right? You know, and for what? For nothing. For nothing. Oh.
And nothing gets resolved. Nothing gets resolved that way.
Right.
No.
I know sometime it's gonna rain, but I think I can see through the pain. I don't want to go to bed mad at you. Go to bed mad at me. Whoa.
Oh boy.
So what other things are we doing to keep that fire going, then? What other things are you doing, Ruth, to keep
what else do I do?
Well, I see, like you said, you plan some things. You say, you know what, let's go back to do some things we did when we were young.
Yes.
Right?
That's important to me.
So I think that can spawn some things in you guys too, right? Because you're like, hey, remember we did this?
Yeah. It brings it back. Brings it back.
Right.
What else do you do? What else do I do? We just stay in touch a lot, though. I know people, it might sound cliche, but we talk a lot. Like, where are you right now? What's going on for you? How are you feeling?
Right. You know? Even living in the same house.
Got
you. You're like, nope, no breaks. I'm going to just keep bothering you.
We get breaks, Daryl, but we got to check in. Sometimes we even just texting from another room. Hey, what's up?
Right.
You want to meet up in an hour or two, you know?
Right. Like, I'm not going to see you in 10 minutes, but you're texting me already. Okay. Yeah. Sure. You say an hour. All right. I mean, I was sitting here relaxing, doing what I wanted to do, but I'll stop doing what I like to do so I can go talk to you in the other room.
No, but it's funny you said the relaxing. We do allow time away.
I don't think you do. It doesn't sound like you do. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you do some time, but every time he starts doing what he needs to do, he gets a text or a call.
That's not true.
You want to come watch a movie?
My babe time to himself. I'm like, go meet up with your friends. Go do you for a little bit. It's important.
He go sleep in the park. Like, oh, I can't wait. I got some breaks.
No, it's not as bad as you make it out to be. It's not. We have our time for ourselves, and we like our time together.
A lot of we being said. He's like, But again, he has to agree. See, men, we do have to agree because then we'll get shut off. The cold shoulder will come to
it's not that. No, it's not. You don't have to do anything under force. Can it be that he wants to do it and enjoys it? Gosh.
Hey, listen, I want you to believe whatever you need to believe to feel better about the situation. He loves it. He loves about
That
to
man
start doing
does love
something.
it.
He
I
loves
make
about
his life. I bring him peace.
so everything is subjective. Just because we believe it to be so doesn't make it so. He says you definitely have a lot of things that are peaceful, but you're not the peace that he needs at all
Are you
times.
saying to me that most men that are in longer term happy marriages are not happy? Is that what you're saying?
No.
What
No,
are you saying?
I think we can be happy, but we understand there's certain things we need to do to keep the happiness alive.
And that's on both sides.
And I again, so like I said, I can't speak for a woman. I don't know what they do or sacrifice, but I know, just like you said, it's times we sit and maybe watch a movie we don't want to for you. It's times we may listen to this story that makes no logical sense to anybody in the world for you. And we'll sit there like, yeah, and we even get to the point we act, what? Really? That's what happened? Damn, sure I'll be messing up. Like we even will actually try to engage ourselves in these things because
and you should.
We start, but that's for you. We start knowing that, I think as a young man, I didn't know this, right? And that's something I fought. I would fight this. So now I know, hey, you got to act like, really? I do care. I don't. Word, that's what happened. Do you want to go to the store again when you just got home from work and you've been working all day? Yes. You know what? I was thinking when I get home, I want to go right back to the store. Yes,
but we do the same thing for you all, Daryl. Women do the same thing.
Okay, so
you think I want to cook you a fresh meal every night from scratch, but I do.
You do want to cook a fresh meal from scratch because I know there's not one time your husband in life said, cook me a fresh meal from scratch.
No, but I know that it brings him joy, so I do it.
There you go again. It's about you. He's happy to eat, right? Now, I will say, having someone cook from scratch, make a meal, that definitely is a great thing. Like, wow, this is, she made this. So it definitely, but again, if I went out to eat or bought something, I would still be fine. So like I said, it's never a time he said, go in the kitchen and cook me something from scratch.
No, but that's why I do it, because he doesn't say it.
No, you do it because you like to cook. Could you stop telling these tales?
Oh,
you already said
I like to cook, but I like him to be happy about my cooking.
Well, yeah, no, I think so. What I'm saying is I think I would be happy to get a home cooked meal because like you cooked it, right? I'm like, wow, that's a dope. But I'm not, if you didn't cook it and we ordered out, I wouldn't be upset.
No, and we do order out occasionally. But if I did that every day and you wanted a home cooked meal, you might have a problem with it.
But he never asked for it.
Yes, he did.
No.
Early on, I knew that's what he liked.
No, there you go again. You're a mind reader. It's amazing. You're a mind reader.
No, he told me.
He told you because you like to cook. He was helping you. That was for you. He don't care. We don't care where we eat at. Okay.
Wow.
You probably weren't even a good cook when you first started. So
I was a good cook.
And again, subjective. You thought you were.
Ask my grandmother who taught me. She gonna slap you up.
Okay, you're right. So it might be different then because you did have a teacher. So you might have been a half decent cook, and especially as a young man, he might not know any better. He might have thought this was good.
There you go.
Right. So yeah, but again, it's something that you did. It's still about you. It's not about him. He didn't tell you to cook.
But then where is the about giving to your mate then, Daryl? Every example I give, you say it's about me or,
Because every example is something that you like to do. Every example is something you already talked about. You're like, yeah, I love to cook. My love language is cooking. I like cooking for people. Yeah, he wants me to cook.
All right, let me think of something I don't like to do that I do.
There you go. That would make more sense.
Let me think about it.
Yeah, like watching all the sports.
Yes.
channels.
Well, I actually like the sports. So.
Well, but no. Now, Neil, did you always like it, or did you?
No, I did not always.
So you grew to like it by.
I grew in that with him. Good point.
Right.
When he was teaching me about the sports, and I did it for him. So there's something.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Those type of things are sometimes how things happen. Like it may not be your bag, but you do it for your mate.
There you go. I found something.
Right. You do it for your mate, and then you might even like it. Like, oh, I didn't know I
started liking it. Exactly. Right.
So, but Leanne, you don't like sports, Leanne?
I do. I didn't say that.
Or did you grow to like it with someone?
What?
Oh, you're speaking in general. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a good point.
No, but that's a good one. That is definitely a good one. Where you're doing something not for you, right?
Right.
for them, and that's strictly for them. Because like I don't care about this little ball and they kick it and it's a touchdown
Right,
or a
right.
slam dunk.
I told him I was watching the guys in the tights, in the pants.
But the last time you watched the game with me,
I was honest.
hey, it'd be the first time I told you, go ahead and get your behind in that
That's
kitchen.
what I was watching. Yep.
Go make me that home cooked meal. That's how it starts. That's how home cooked meals start. You're like, who number 35 in the kitchen?
Yes.
In the
I
kitchen.
was like, who that one in the little tights? Yes.
They call him Oven. Go in the kitchen and use it. No, but see, that to me, and that's what happens in relationships sometimes, where I believe to be in a relationship, you have to be selfless. I don't think it's about you in a relationship. I think it's about the other person, right? You always take care of yourself, but you're really there to make sure you're doing stuff for your partner as well. So for you to say, I'm going to watch this game, I don't understand it.
Yep.
I didn't get to the point to say, well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Because sometimes women will sit with you and watch the game, and then they want to talk the whole time. Barbara at work? Yeah, Barbara, she, never mind.
Yes.
Never mind. I don't even want you to come in the room anymore.
I had to learn not to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that could make sense. Nice. How about you, Leanne? Is there anything that you think in relationships that maybe you could do or done that were for the other person? One of them compromises where you do it?
Cooking would be one.
Really?
Yeah.
Like cooking for the other person, like for the for the both of you?
Yeah.
Really? I thought you liked to cook.
I do, but he came out and specifically said, you need to cook me something. I need to see how you cook.
I'm gonna cut you off, Leanne. This is what's called ODD, right? Oppositional defiance. She likes to cook, but since he asked her to cook, she don't want to cook now.
Right.
It is not.
That's what happened.
Sometimes I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like cooking, but on this specific day, now you're asking for it, and it's like, I would rather just go out.
Huh?
You know what? No. Right? I don't think that's a bad thing. I think what you said and did was actually reasonable. It could be sometimes that I'm like, look, I don't have it in me tonight. I don't want to cook. And if you're not going to cook, we got to eat. So we need to go somewhere. Yeah. You know what, Leanne? I'm with you.
That's okay to say. Yep.
That's definitely okay to say.
Yeah.
Because he's, I don't know, you're drained. He's not reading the room and not even being courteous or to your feelings, your needs or wants. And that's something you got to think about. If in that case, if that person gets upset that you're not cooking and it becomes a big thing, you might not want to be with that person.
True.
Right.
True.
Right. Because like I said, I don't feel like they're hearing you. You're like, yo, I just got tonight. Let's just go drag. Nah, you need to be cooking. Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
Good point.
Yeah. That as I started thinking about it, absolutely. You should be able to, and your partner should be able to say, you know what? Okay.
I'm not feeling this.
Or go in the kitchen and chef it up itself.
Right.
Go make something to shelf. That would have been, to me, that would have made the relationship so much better. People like, babe, I got it. And even the food was terrible. Just him trying, I think would be, that just shows like this person is here for you. This person is trying, and they're trying their best to meet the needs of you. So that would be a great moment to step up and say, and fellas, we have to do that, right? And if you're in a case where, or women, whatever it is in your relationship, if someone doesn't have that 100 that day, if somebody's on 30, you got to be that 70.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to fill that gap. You have to make sure your partner is there to keep your relationship alive. It's not about, it's about you both helping each other out whenever the time is needed, right? Whenever the problems happen, whenever something comes up. And if that person can't do it, you step in.
Good
right?
point.
And if you can't do it, you find a way to get it done. Because at that point, if you're like, I'm tired too, like you said, let's just order something. There's a way to fix it that we're both good. We're both eating and both our needs are met.
Yep. Yep.
If you get into a case where the person's trying to force upon you to do something or start guilting you or anything like that, that becomes problematic. And you definitely want to get away from that.
And be aware. I'm sorry to interrupt, but even if something that you like to do, like I love to cook, like you said, and I cook every day, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's still nice for you to cook for me. So it's okay for me to say, you know what? You haven't cooked for me in a while.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's fair.
Mm-mm. I don't think that's fair.
I
It's
did.
not. Is it fair for you to say you haven't cooked for me in a while? No, I don't want to cook for you now because you're trying. What are you trying to say?
Okay,
You
then I'm
cook
not
all the
cooking for
time.
you at all the rest of this week. How about that?
You cook. What'd you say? You said you ain't cooking.
I asked you one time out of 30 days. What?
So I guess that would be to me.
What would that be?
Well, again, what if we started asking? So if I'd be like, I've been cutting the grass all summer. How about you cut it this time?
I'll
Why you
cut it.
shake your head no?
I'll go cut it. I would.
I'll make sure it get cut.
I like cutting the grass though, so I would cut it.
Oh, well, see, no, it wouldn't be the grass. Then it'd be something you don't like doing. No, I think you asking for it. Like now, if they did it, now it's different. I think if you came home like I just don't got it today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like cooking. I got it. I'll go cook. That's different. Than you saying, well, I cook. Because now it seems like you owe me.
No, I didn't say it that way. I said,
you
know what,
said,
babe, I know
you haven't cooked for me in a while, my nigga. It's your turn. Step up, hit that kitchen, smack on the butt, bang.
No, see, Daryl, you twist everything around. Okay.
I'm just telling you what you
said. I said, babe, I know you love my cooking. I love cooking for you. You haven't cooked for me in a while. Let's revisit that one day.
Right.
I didn't say that night. I didn't say that night.
No, what you said still was, I've been keeping count. You know what I mean?
No, that's not
You ain't
true.
did it. You lacking. You slacking and lacking. You know what I mean?
I did not say all of that.
Get yourself in the kitchen and cook up some dinner for mama, is what you said.
And I never asked again because he did it and it took forever. I was on the table like.
You know why? Because he did it under protest.
Whatever.
Because you asked for it. It's kind of like
it to me. It's just a nice thing for me once in a blue moon.
No, wait a minute. A nice thing for you. He does other nice things for you.
And I do for him too.
So then why are you keeping count talking about, well, you haven't cooked in a while? Because he can say, well, you haven't put gas in your car in a while. Go put gas in both our cars.
But I did. Daryl, see, that's not how.
No, what I'm saying is that it's the asking, and it makes it sound like to me, because you haven't did it in a while. I've been keeping score. No. You haven't did it. But first of all, it doesn't make sense for me to do it if you do it every night.
But the thing is, I have to communicate my feelings. If not, you feel resentment. I wanted him to cook for me again.
So again, this is weird, right? I think this is where we have some problem. I wish Doc was here, because we do fall into roles, right? Yeah. And I'm not saying gender roles. We fall into relationship roles. Mm-hmm. If you have been cooking every night, what am I supposed to do? Run in the kitchen and box you out? Some things just start to be expected, right? You expect, this because this is what happens. So this is what happens. Mm-hmm. So she's going to cook. True. So I'm not going to think about ever cooking for you again, because you cook every night. You set a culture up. You have a culture in relationship, and now you're saying, what we do is you're not cooking for me. But again, I guarantee there's a lot of things that he does for you that are just automatic, that he's not saying, well, you haven't done this in a while. That's different than you saying something like, I don't got it tonight.
But
go ahead, Lynn.
But isn't that a part of keeping things spicy and keeping things relevant? If he knows every once in a while she would like to see him cook, then why not keep that in the swing of things?
I like it.
So I said, Leah, my problem is how it was asked.
But how sometimes you have to ask for what you want. Right. Don't ask for what you want, then you won't get it.
It wasn't going to happen. Exactly, Lee.
Yeah.
It stays within that. This is your role.
Yeah.
And this is my role.
Are you okay?
Oh.
You want me to come get you?
Wait.
What's wrong? Okay. I'm on the show right now. You sure you're good?
She all right?
You sure? Yeah. All right, call you back in 20 minutes, okay? All right, bye. Love you.
Baby, okay?
Hello?
She all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't ask for what you want, you stay in that whole, this is your role, this is my role. I expect you to cook because
Yep.
that's the way you set it up. But if I need to see or I want you to cook, then I have to voice that, or you'll never know that I would
So,
like for you to cook.
so what I
That's
was
like if
saying
you
was,
asking.
no. I'm sorry to what I'm saying is how she asked to me would be the problem. You haven't cooked in a while. I've cooked all the time.
I didn't say it
I
like
don't.
that.
Well, tell me how you said it. Then go ahead.
I said, honey, I know you love my cooking. See, I phrased my crap real
No,
well.
keep going.
I know you love my cooking.
Right.
I love cooking for you, but you haven't cooked for me in a minute. You gonna do that again? You
Right.
gonna do it again?
So
I said, it's
you
nice.
be keeping tabs.
He didn't say that.
Doing?
He said, you know what? That's true. It's been a minute.
Right, and then it took him an hour to cook a hot dog.
No, you know why it took him so long? He cut the fruit in. He cut everything, the veggies into flowers. He made a presentation.
He was trying to cut up. He was splitting rice too. Each piece of rice he was split. He was trying to take as long as possible. He was upset. This is some bull. So I think that's one of them things that you do in a conversation, saying, look, you know, I mean, hey, you know, the relationship. You know, you talk about the relationship, and you talk about some things that you need and want that you both can. And you both can talk about what you need and want right at that time.
That was my need at that time, Daryl.
That was her need, but it's no different.
Thank you.
And if he
so
asked
listen.
for a certain type of position,
exactly,
in the bedroom,
or handcuffs and all of that,
exactly, or a
that
certain
usually happens. The positions happen in real time. So hey, look, put your leg up.
No, that ain't not these old age. You gotta.
No, I'm talking like you want a different hole or something like that.
Yeah, that usually happens in a moment. We don't talk about that before.
You can talk about it after.
Moment.
Right.
Wait a minute. So you're saying in the beginning before you do something like, hey, look, I'm trying to hit that back door next time. What's good?
No, I'm just saying.
No. What usually happens is when you're in the moment, like, yo, I'm about to put it in your back door.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Back door closed. Let's go in there and cook some food.
But still,
open up. I'm saying usually that's a game time decision, right? Usually you don't talk about it. So all I'm saying is I think you should. If you
then how should I have said that, Daryl? How?
So I think that's something like you were really feeling like, because it seemed like this isn't something that just came up. It's something you're feeling. Hey, babe, we need to talk, right? You know, and
you have to do this type of talking to get you to cook. What kind of we have to have a full-blown conversation.
Leanne, listen,
for you to
yes,
cook?
because again,
what
you're saying doesn't make sense, because if you're cooking, you set a culture up in the relationship.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did set a culture. If you cook every night, then how am I going to know that you want me to cook when you cook
because
every night?
I told you.
I told you to your face. Exactly.
So now you didn't tell me. You was like, hey, I know you love my cooking and I cook every night and you haven't done it in a while. Well, you know what? I can't do it because you do it every night. You're about to have an argument.
I'm going to leave a night open for you. Which one you want?
Guess what? I didn't ask you to leave nothing open because you cook every night. Okay?
Wow.
Don't come to me with this.
Wow.
Don't come to me with this.
Really?
Okay? Because you cook every night. You're making it my fault that
you're making an argument out of something that's not that deep.
Now you just it's an argument because you're making me, because again, you're saying I didn't do something or haven't done.
No. You said, Daryl, that's like anything else in your relationship that somebody hasn't done for you in a while and you want it done, you're going to say you want it done.
No, it's a difference. If you're doing it all the time, it's different, right?
No, it's not.
If you're cooking all the time and all of a sudden you're like, well, you done did it in a while. Well, when was I supposed to do it? You're always in the kitchen.
So that's just like saying we always go to Ralph's for dinner. Mm-hmm. And how about I want to go to Stacy's or Cliff?
That's fine for dinner. Because we're going out to dinner anyway, so we can just reroute. It's not the same. It's not the same as you doing something. It's like if every night you pick the TV show, and then you go all of a sudden tell me you haven't picked the TV show in a while because you do it every night.
That doesn't mean you can't change it up.
No, what I'm saying is that, but don't make it sound like I'm not doing something when you're doing. There's no room for me to
what?
Do it.
Just ask you, hey, I'm a little overwhelmed or whatever, or not that.
Yes, yes.
I'm a little overwhelmed and I want to see you cook for me.
No, not.
But I wasn't overwhelmed. I just wanted to see him in the kitchen.
Can you cook for me?
Yes, Leanne. I got you. Right? Because now what you just said, I'm overwhelmed. I need.
Why do I have to be overwhelmed for you to cook for me, though?
Because you cook every night.
So
you
what?
set the culture. You can't do something. I just had this argument. Somebody does. It was the way we did things all the time, right?
Yeah.
My daughter, we do it all the time. This has been going on for the last 7 years.
Okay.
All of a sudden, they're like, "Hey, you didn't do such and such." I'm like, "I never do that because we never do that. It's not what we do. We haven't did it for 7 years. Why would I do it? Why would I ask you a question when we already have a way of doing it? Because this is the way it is. If something's already a certain way, we know what it is. It's a culture. We've been doing it this way. So if it changes, you would have, like I said, express to me there needs to be a change, and then we can deal with it. But I'm not going to know it needs to be a change, like you said. So all I'm saying is how you said the change. If you would have said, "Hey, listen," like Leanne said, "Look, this is crazy. I got a lot going on. I'm not going to be able to cook." So your thing was, you know what? I just want you to cook for me.
I just wanted to see my man in the kitchen doing my food for me one time. I wasn't overwhelmed.
Exactly. So now this is weird. I don't know. This is weird.
It's not. It's a sexy turn on. It's a turn on. It's a sexy turn on.
Well, good. I'm glad you turned on because I'm turned on.
Sitting in there cooking with your boxers on, and I want to look at it.
Cool. Now I'm going to sleep with my boxers on because I'm tired.
No, he didn't. He went and cooked that food.
Because right, I'm gonna cook it. Here I go.
See, gotta be.
Here I go. Here's some burnt strawberries.
Wow. I don't think that was asking too much. I really don't.
To me, it's silly. You said for one time. It wasn't like he did it consistently.
No.
He wanted it one time. What's the point?
I just wanted him to do it one time for a while. That's it.
Okay. So make sure when he asks you to do something and you don't like doing it. So like he said, when he say, not him, not you guys, but when that man says, "Open that back door up," like, okay. This is one time.
Back door cement closed. Why
hey, Leanne, one time.
You good.
Right?
I just want to see you. I just want to see it happen. The same thing you said with the kitchen. Same thing there. Just open up.
See, that you always that don't go with
it. See, it's always a stipulation. It's always in certain situations. It's never across the board. It's always, because very interesting.
Well, we as women have to talk about what we want and need because y'all act like y'all don't know unless we say it. The end.
We don't.
Yeah,
you do have to say it.
So I
How
did.
can we know? We mind readers.
But I did say it, Daryl, and I'm still being penalized for that.
No, I said it's how you said it. You made it sound like, hey, you don't do something that I always do. You should fight me in the kitchen so that you can cook for me. When wait, time out. When you already said I love to cook for my man. So I already think this is what you do. This is what you like to do. So I'm gonna let you do what you like to do. Why would I interrupt what you like to do?
True, but I wanted you to do it one time. That's
so all. Again, so say it in a way that doesn't sound like, well, I cook for you all the time. What are you saying that for? You're keeping score? No, I know you. That's the way I know you love my food. What are you talking about right now? I'm like, what are you talking about? What's the guy doing anything? But you could have said, you could have straight out said, listen, you know what, baby, I want to see, because this might have been sexy to me too. Like, hey, could you put your little shorts on to cook for me tonight? Oh, okay.
I needed to say it like that, right?
Well, if that's what you wanted it in that way, right? You said you wanted to see him in his little shorts cook for you.
And I also wanted a meal that he cooked. That's all.
This is getting difficult.
It's difficult because we're talking about semantics here.
No, it's not semantics, Leanne. Because really, how you say something to a person matters. And if you make it like
that's if she said it to you, it will be an issue. If she said it to Raj, it wouldn't be an issue for him.
No,
that's why
it wasn't an issue. It was an issue for him. He didn't say it was an issue.
Wait. How are you going to now invoke or say what was and what wasn't the issue to somebody else?
She told me how long it took to cook. Ain't nobody
slicing up artist. He's an artist with cooking. He's an artist.
Listen, so if he's an artist, he can do it fast. He knows how to do it.
No, he's intricate and detailed.
Right. He's intricate. No, he didn't want to do it. He's like, man, I can't.
Oh, come on, Darryl.
Cut these strawberries up even smaller. I ain't never seen a strawberry cut this small before. This strawberry. These are the thinnest sliced strawberries you've seen in your life.
If he would have had a problem with that, he would have told me, babe, I don't want to cook.
No, he wouldn't have, because you
Yes, he
already
would have.
said
We have that
how
kind of
happy you were.
relationship.
How happy you were.
He knew he
we-
was going to benefit too. Didn't we talk about that?
Wait, what was his benefit? Tell me his benefit. He gonna get the same cookies he get every night. That's his benefit.
Daryl, why is it a negative, man? Unbelievably, I'm done.
Hey, I got the same cookies for you.
I'm done.
Cook for these same cookies. No,
Yep,
he cooked
you
because
gonna
he
go in there and
loves
cook
you.
with them boxes for these cookies.
Yeah, he cooked. He cooked because he loved you. And maybe he didn't want to hear you
Okay, why
complain.
can't it just be that he wanted me happy too? Why can't it just
Right.
be that?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't for the stale cookies. It was because he's like, I'd rather her not complain. Let me go put my boxes on and cook for her.
Damn, man. I mean,
You got to remember, we do things at both of us. We do things sometimes so the other person doesn't complain. Right? We don't want to hear the nonsense. If
but
I
if you have a
don't,
wife that cooks without complaining, she's not complaining when she asks you to cook one time.
that's a complaint. You just complain.
Get out of here with that.
You just said you love my cooking, but you haven't cooked for me in a while. That's a complaint. That's a definition of a complaint.
Lee, I can't. I can't.
Is that not the definition of a
Sometimes the best
complaint?
thing to do is just be quiet and let him talk till he tires himself out.
This is why. That's why you can't learn. But honestly, Leanne is showing another tactic that doesn't work in relationships. Just to be quiet, shake your head tactic. Mhm.
It works with you.
It's okay. It does. Well, it doesn't work with me because I know I'm right. So you still just be
You
wrong.
see? You
right?
see? You
You'll
see?
still just be wrong
just-
and
you
on the
just
wrong path.
Go back to the
And
original.
just don't say anything and he'll
You'll-
talk himself quiet.
You'll still be wrong.
I did it today.
Okay.
I
No,
did it
you
today
didn't do it
earlier.
I did it today. I said
I
okay.
did it today
No,
earlier.
I did it today. I said okay. You're right.
No,
Remember you
I said you're
don't
right.
do it. No, I said you were right. Thank you.
That was the first conversation. The
And
second
listen,
conversation,
Listen,
I
said
told
she-
you
hey,
you were
hey,
right.
Hey Ruth, I said she was right. The funny
And
part
that
is I lied. I didn't mean she was right.
Lee, don't fall for it, Lee.
I didn't
I
mean she was
know.
right. I didn't say it okay.
I know. But I just stopped talking until he eventually tires himself out.
That's
I
why
don't know.
we
She
go
keeps saying
back
that. I don't
to
know what she's talking
think
about.
carefully.
You do.
I don't talk
You
much.
eventually stop talking.
I just listen. I tell the truth. She tries to go around,
And I
it
don't
make
say
something
anything
that's
and I
not
don't
true.
engage.
No,
and-
she tries to
Lee,
engage.
that don't work for me. We're gonna get this engaged.
Right. That's
nah.
what she tries to do. And then she can't be right. She'll just say okay. And I'm like, good.
No,
and we
I
just
don't
move
think
on.
that's her doing that.
No, it's
It's
not.
not.
It's her.
It's
her.
not.
My observation
It's her.
tells me otherwise.
Just like my observation tells me he didn't want to cook, but he did.
I can't wait to bring him on this show. I can't wait.
No, please don't, because he's like
He
he's
gonna
Stockholm
lay
at
it
this
to
point.
rest. He gonna lay it
It's-
to rest.
It's Stockholm syndrome at this point. You know, you are in line with your captors, so you're on their team.
That's a
now.
damn
You
shame
support-
that you're making people think that. That is
you-
horrible.
you support your captors at this point. You're like, yeah, I like being hostage. I do.
Leanne, I'm gonna try your tactic. I don't think it works, Lee,
That's about 10 seconds.
because he's still having a ball. You're right. I can't do it. I can't.
No, you shouldn't do it. But when you're wrong, I know a lot of people when they're wrong, they just start being quiet. They say, okay, and they just get quiet. And Leanne does that a lot because the
Because
obvious
she's
is-
tired. You drain her out, man.
No, she's wrong. And she knows she's wrong. And when people are wrong, they usually concede by being quiet. They have
Wow.
nothing else to say. And that's a good thing. So Leanne knows when she's wrong because she'll just be quiet.
Wow.
You know, I like that about Leanne.
That's why she ain't talking now. She done.
Because she was wrong. So she knows she got to be quiet. So this she's good. And we got to the point where we have this relationship where when I know when she's quiet, she learned her lesson.
Lee, I hope you're still there. I know you're doing your tactic.
And she's learning. Don't worry, she's learning. And that's what we got to do. Every now and then you got to learn them something. But so all in all, and we're about to get off of here because it's
Yes.
hour 44, but it was great. Relationships can be they're I think they can be difficult, they can be challenging, They're not going to be easy. They're going to be work, and that's consistent. Work is consistent. Work doesn't stop. But they can be good. They can be great. They can be fulfilling. But what you put into them is what you kind of get out of it. And that's what I'm kind of learning from Ruth. Because a lot of people think that, you find the right person and love will just click and, the white picket fence and all that. I don't believe that to be true anymore. I believe that work is something that you work at and you push forward, and you guys together can have a happy relationship. That's how I feel. That's my last words. Neil, what you got?
And I'm going to piggyback on that and say happy is the way the two of you define it, not society, not anybody's opinion, none of that above, none of the above. Okay. It's about the two of you and your understanding of each other in that relationship. I still think it's vitally important to speak your mind. Of course, how you do it matters. Thinking of your partner when you're doing it. But if not, how are they going to know? You need to talk to your partner about everything so that you don't feel resentment. So that you don't just, harbor. And then every time I go in the kitchen to cook after that, I'm like, damn, I wish he would cook for me. No, I would rather say, babe, one time, would you do me that favor again and cook for me? Whatever. Maybe I could phrase it better,
Ruth, if you said it that way, I would agree too. That way is fine for me.
So the way you say it matters, but do say it, because I think too many couples don't share their true feelings, hence the resentment, hence the breakup, all of the above. Right. And outside of that, do something different, do something creative, go to a sex store and get some handcuffs and tie him up, whether he's screaming for help or not. He'll be all right. He was all right.
What you got, Lee?
Be honest from the start. Know what you can and you can't take.
Right.
Work your boundaries. If they're not meeting your expectations, let them go. If they start doing the foolishness, let them go.
I think, Leanne, with the last two things she said are kind of true, right? If someone is not meeting your expectations, please, especially in the beginning, you might want to really evaluate if they're for you. Don't believe the qualities you see in them are the qualities they have. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I see this person, they could do this. Well, they can, but they might not want to. So don't fall in love with what you think they have to offer. Whatever they have may be it. So like Leanne says, you do have to cut people off, at early if you can.
Yep.
You don't want to be stuck in a relationship with somebody. Damn, I don't like this person, but we got a house together. I don't like this person, but we got a baby together. I don't like this person, but whatever the case may be. You don't want to get into that. And the last thing I'll say is I agree with Ruth. You guys should talk about everything. If you don't have a person you can talk about everything with, you're not with the right person. Yep. I wholeheartedly agree with that. You should be able to discuss everything. So we thank everybody for joining us. Ruth, welcome back. It was a great show.
Thanks for having me.
And you keep learning over there.
Yeah, pick your battles. Pick your battles wisely and let them think they're right.
And just know that Lee and I are on the same team. Girl
Let's
power.
Go.
Okay, so hey, look, so we do have a contest coming up soon. It's going to roll out the next week or two. We want everybody to go over to the YouTube, Nothing But Answers. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell your people about it. The group is growing. I think we have 504. Great. Thank you for everybody. Please keep inviting your friends, telling people about the group. Please keep commenting and sharing and everything we're doing in the group. We're really growing. The community is good. Like, it's very great community. It's very friendly, and we have great dialogue, which is great. Keep it up. I guess that's it. Just
all right.
Next week.
See ya.
Anybody else want to? If you want to, Leanne, see this. This is why. Watch me get a green room.
Bye.
If you have anything you want to talk about, if you have anything you guys want to talk about, please leave a comment or email. Drop a note for any of us if anything you guys want to talk about coming up, or if anybody wants to be on the panel. Okay, now hit the button.
Bye.